See, a lot of us in a startup environment, because we all get kind of friendly, we all know one another. It's like, oh, I know the CEO. I had lunch with him yesterday. I've been here for a year and a half. Give me my promotion. Well, the fact that you've been here for a year and a half and have survived means nothing more than the fact that you've done just enough not to get fired. You're entitled to nothing.
This is The Fighting Entrepreneur, the podcast dedicated to entrepreneurs looking to change the world. Learn how to start, build, and scale a business in today's highly competitive business environment. Here's your host, The Fighting Entrepreneur, Anik Singal.
What's up, you crazy fighting entrepreneurs? It's your favorite person, Anik Singal, back with yet another episode. And you know what? My last week's episode was such a hit amongst you entrepreneurs that I'm going to do part two. I thought of some other things I want to talk about on the topic of how not to be a sucky employee for an entrepreneur. So we'll talk a little bit more about it. Listen, it's supposed to be educational, all right? It's not supposed to be offensive. I'm truly trying to be the voice for entrepreneurs, if you haven't been able to tell already. And so there's a lot of things that they may not be able to say. I'll say it. All right, I'll be the guy that says it. So actually the feedback that I got after last week's episode was people said they're going to start handing that episode to their team members. And so here's what I thought about. You know, when you are an entrepreneur, you're going to have basically one of the three kinds of people working for you. You're going to have people that are just, they're very good at their jobs. They like the flexibility of an entrepreneurial environment. They like the direct connection to the leadership, but they like having a job. And nothing wrong with that at all. It's amazing. They want to be what I call an intrapreneur, right? That's where you get like flexible pay, you get variable income, you have a little bit more room for growth, you have more freedom. It's an intrapreneur. You can own more. Okay. Then you're going to have a second kind of employee, which I'll tell you right now, if you got to fire them as an entrepreneur, as a small business, and that is a corporate person. Just like, no. They're just not going to make it, okay? Nothing against corporate people. It's just there's been too many years of mistraining for an entrepreneur. And so they tend to work very off of schedules and off of plans and meetings and multiple layers of checks. And, it just doesn't work for an entrepreneur. It's very frustrating. And then you're going to have a third type of employee. And that is someone who wants to be an entrepreneur. So they want to learn, they want to be there, but their dream is to eventually have their own business. And that's awesome. That's great. I have no problem with that as an entrepreneur here. I mean, hey, at Lurn, we're the home for entrepreneurs and we create entrepreneurs, right? So now the first kind of person who wants to be an intrapreneur, you need to listen to this episode and to the part one, the one before this. If you haven't heard it, you got to go back and listen to it because it is going to make it possible for you to excel way faster. You are going to be able to grow so much quicker and be such a better intrapreneur and be of so much more service to your company and to your entrepreneur. It's just going to make your life, it's going to make your growth. So if you can get past the little bit of offensive parts where I'm like calling you out, just get past that and learn from it. All right, if you're the second kind of person, the corporate person, I got just like nothing I say applies, so just stop listening. All right, number 3, if you're the type of person that wants to eventually become an entrepreneur, then you really need to learn this stuff because you need to resonate with it because I'm telling you, you will be in these shoes one day and you will want people like this or not like this that I'm explaining. All right, so again, remember, anikpodcast.com to go get your show notes for what we're doing here. Make sure you leave us a great review. Tell your friends and family about us. Tell every entrepreneur you know to come join our Lurn Nation here. Go to lurn.com. Get your free account. We have so many amazing courses. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you got to get into our community, our home for entrepreneurs, lurn.com. And then, of course, at YouTube. If you want to leave comments and engage and have a conversation and yell at me or agree with me, go to YouTube, pull up this episode, and I read all the comments. I reply back to most of them, and I love it. All right. Okay. So now, last episode, we went over 5 things that I believe create a sucky employee for an entrepreneur. I'm not going to recap them right now. Okay, that's up to you to go listen to, or at least look at the show notes from part number 1 of this series. And then I gave 2 bonuses, like 2 really, really awesome bonuses. So it was really 7 things. Here in part number 2, by popular demand of the entrepreneurs, I'm going to come in, I'm going to give you 5 more things that can save you from being a sucky employee to an entrepreneur. Okay? So thing number 1, the 9 to 5 disease. Okay, let's talk about this. Listen, guys, one of the most amazing parts of being in a startup or working with an entrepreneur is the flexibility you get in your life. For example, at Lurn, for the most part, for our best team members who contribute a lot, I don't really track vacation. All right, like if you get ridiculous, I'll kind of know, but for the most part, get your stuff done, work extra hours, hustle hard, and I'll give it back to you on the other side as well. Right? You get typically more relaxed environment, better culture. You probably can have a chance to make a lot more money, grow faster, but in exchange, 9 to 5s don't work. It's simple. Agree with it or not, it's simple. An entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur, never works 9 to 5. I've never met one. Not a successful one. Not one. Okay. I've met entrepreneurs that are very successful that work 11 to 1, but they've been doing this for 15, 20 years. But someone who's just starting, 9 to 5 is out of the question. Even me, I'm very successful. 9 to 5, I don't even know what that means. Okay, I have no idea. So I can't physically process when my team members come to me and say, "Well, it's 5:01, I'm out the door." I just don't get it. All right, I understand legally, I got all that. That's fine. I don't say anything about it, but I do note it. Because I also know my team members that stay until 7 or 8. I know, I can see the messages I get at 9 p.m. or 11 p.m. when they're working from home. I see the messages I get on a Saturday or a Sunday. And you know what? That does take index because I respect that because you're putting in what I'm putting in. So when it comes time for evaluations, when it comes time for raises and bonuses and for growth and for promotions, I'm sorry, I'm human. In the end of the day, that stuff will carry a big weight on me. All right. But if you're always in the door at 9 and out the door at 5, okay, you're doing your job. Thank you. But I'm paying you for that. So don't expect much more from me. I'm not going to, run around glorifying your name and being super excited because, well, I pay you. We trade services, right? But what we have is this condition going on amongst employees and startups, which will kind of take me to thing number 2 to not do. But it is this give me Yeah, so basically people saying, you give me. Team members are saying, give me. Give me the great culture. Give me the great bonuses. Give me the variable compensation. Give me the flexibility. Give me the extra vacation. Give me. Whoa. You want me to give you something? You want me to work a little bit extra hard for you? Oh, no, listen, come on. That's not possible. It's a trade-off. So you get to decide which side of that you want to be on. But remember, in the end of the day, right, wrong, legal, not legal, you're dealing with another human being. The entrepreneur is a human. They will function and process just like other humans do. All right, number 2. All right, let's talk about this one. Because I know right now a lot of entrepreneurs are going to go, "Oh, he said it. Oh my God, I've been wanting to say this for the longest time." Entitlement. I'm going to take a deep breath and calm myself down. Listen, just because you have existed in a company, you are not entitled to anything. This is what I always say. This is what I always think. I don't say this, but I'm saying it now. If you've simply existed in a company, and if I myself as an entrepreneur have not come to you or your manager, because in my company now at this point, we obviously have managers. I don't deal with everyone directly. I couldn't. I'd go crazy. But if someone hasn't already come to you and started offering you promotions and raises and bonuses, it's probably because you ain't entitled to it. See, a lot of us in a startup environment, because we all get kind of friendly, we all know one another. It's like, oh, I know the CEO. I had lunch with him yesterday. We get entitled. I've been here for 1.5 years. Give me my promotion. Well, the fact that you've been here for 1.5 years and have survived means nothing more than the fact that you've done just enough not to get fired. Okay? You're entitled to nothing. As a matter of fact, this is a message a little bit to our younger generation, all right? Now, I'm a millennial, so I'm not going to go here and crack down on millennials and say, but I will say honestly, the younger generation is graduating from college and have a little bit of a contorted view of work, of hustle, of earning, and we kind of come in saying, this is what I deserve. I am entitled to this, and I will be the first, and most entrepreneurs will be the first to tell you, you are entitled to nothing. So if you walk around with that kind of an attitude, with that perspective, it's not going to grow in an entrepreneurial environment. I'm telling you right now, it's not. You're going to be unhappy, and you're sure as heck going to make your entrepreneur very unhappy. Okay, number 3. We just dealt with this at a company that I'm involved in. Well, I've dealt with this many times, so the most recent one I can think of is another company I'm involved in. Abusing cultural liberties. The fastest way to get rid of them. Listen, when you have a company, right, and so you're a startup, and you're working for an entrepreneur, and you guys are like 6, 7, 8 people, 9 people, it's so awesome. We can talk culture. Culture is great. Yay, everybody culture. We are a family, and we take vacation together, and we do this fun stuff, and we go watch baseball games, and we take half a Friday off to go drink at the happy hour, and all great. Or, we get unlimited vacation, or we can show up late to work. We don't care about hours. Easy to manage when you have 6, 7, 8, 9 people. And those are usually the entrepreneurs that are out there talking about culture, like, it's so easy, it's so important, it's so big. Okay, yes, I agree, it is. Don't get me wrong. But the problem and the challenge you're going to face as soon as you start hitting 20, 30 employees is that the challenge you have at that size as an entrepreneur is you don't have enough middle management. You probably don't even have enough management to manage your culture. Because unfortunately, many people who are going to come and work for you, they do not have the maturity to handle the liberties that they're given. So if there's no one checking in, even a little bit, they tend to start taking advantage of those liberties. So, they're supposed to be at work by 9, but a few days in a row, I hit traffic, I hit this, I hit that, 9, 10. 9, 10 is like, no one's really saying anything to me. 9:20. No one seems to be concerned. 9:30. No one's saying anything. 9:45, 10, until all of a sudden one day the entrepreneur loses their shit. And the thing is, it's not that they weren't noticing. They just had bigger problems. They didn't want to address it until you started pushing it to 10, 15, and started doing all kinds of other things that they couldn't take it anymore, and they blow up. And you know what happens with an entrepreneur when they blow up? They don't just take back what they've given you. They then get heads on top of you. So I've seen environments where, 9 becomes 9:30, becomes 9:45, becomes 10. Lunch becomes 30 minutes to an hour and a half. And all of a sudden it's like, how many hours a day are you really working? Because at 5:01, everyone's at the door, right? So there's going to be a point in time where the entrepreneur says, you know what, I'm done. You guys don't want to show respect to the culture I'm providing. I'm taking it away. So all the liberties you get, they're gone. You got to check in now. You got to have this. You got to have that. We're going to have more meetings. And now, you know what you're doing? You're just becoming a stress for the entrepreneur. So then again, when time comes for your review and when time comes for you to get what you think you deserve, well, the entrepreneur is just going to remember the fact that they've had to correct you 15 times about not coming in past a certain time, or about not taking lunches longer than a certain time, or about not, abusing lots of liberties being offered to you by the culture. So do not abuse the culture, because one bad apple ruins the lot. And this is very true. Yes, I totally know. Google's got amazing culture. Amazon's got amazing culture. Facebook's got amazing culture. All these big Silicon Valley companies, they offer you full cafeteria, around the table, free food. The vending machines are free. They have slip and slides in their offices and nap rooms, and they have, free coffee, and they provide you buses to take you to work and back, and they give you 3 days a week to work from home and 1 day a week to do whatever the heck you want. Man, they're multi-billion-dollar companies. If that's what you want, go work for them. But a regular entrepreneurs, they just can't provide. It's just not feasible. And when you have 20, 30, 40 employees, a lot of entrepreneurs, they fall into this trap. They try to provide that level of culture that the big ones are, but they don't have the mid-management, they don't have enough people, and they don't have the ability to absorb the ineffectiveness that comes from that kind of culture, right? So they try to provide it, but then the team starts to abuse it, and it becomes a massive, just compounding negativity and anger fest. So what liberties you have, respect them. Don't abuse them. And if you can do that, the entrepreneur will continue to lay on more and more awesome culture things. But I'm telling you from personal experience, if you abuse them, then the entrepreneur is going to get rid of everything. It's an all or nothing with entrepreneurs. Okay, it's an all or nothing. All right, number 4, show urgency. Whew, this is a big one. So here's the deal. Entrepreneurs, if you get into the psyche of an entrepreneur, they are innately, they're always a go, go, go. Everyone who knows me knows I have my favorite saying in the world, okay? Beyond, when life pushes you, stand straight, smile, and push it the heck back. My second favorite saying is very simple. Go, go, go. A lot of my emails are signed off with go, go, go. Unfortunately, I think it's become so common that people now are blind to it. But I really mean it. When I say go, 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 I say go. Move at this light of speed. Let's go. I have this other thing I used to say all the time to my team members in the company. I would say, hey, listen, just start going. Start moving. Start running. Even if your pants fall at your ankles, you keep running. Just keep going. Don't even stop to pull them up. Just keep going. Go. That was the visual I wanted my team to have. So one of the biggest pet peeves I would ever have is I give a project to my team and I come back like 3 days later. I'm like, oh, where is that? Is it done? I need it, blah, blah, blah. And they say, oh, no, I'm waiting. I sent an email. I'm waiting. Oh, I hate it. You're waiting? For what? Is it your money you're blowing? 3 days have been wasted. Do you know what 3 days means to an entrepreneur in cash? Like, let's go. Do you know how many times there are projects where I'm like, man, why did I even give that to this person? I could have done it in an hour. You don't wait. Okay, you want to send an email as your first point of contact, that's your prerogative, that's your decision. But if you don't hear back in 6 to 8 hours, man, you are texting, you are calling, you are Skyping, you are Facebooking, you are doing something. So that 3 days later, when that entrepreneur comes back and says, what happened to that project? Your answer isn't, I'm waiting. Your answer is, it's done. It's been sitting on your task list for a while now, FYI. You want to know how to impress an entrepreneur? Say that. Get ahead of them. When they come looking for something, be like, what? I sent that back to you 2 days ago. I sent that back to you 4 hours after you asked for it. And they'll go, oh, really? And they're going to start giving you more and more tasks and bigger tasks. You got to show urgency, though. Guys, listen, time is money in a startup for an entrepreneur. Every hour you spend just kind of beating around, you are wasting someone's hard-earned money. If you can't respect that, you don't deserve to be in a startup. You got to show urgency. You got to work with that passion. And if you don't, that's okay. Not everybody in a startup or an entrepreneurial environment is going to show urgency. But just remember, when it comes time for your annual review, your entrepreneur will remember, will know this. Your managers will know this. In an entrepreneur environment, urgency is, it's obvious if you have it or you don't. Obvious. And having it is one of the best things you can have in order to grow in an entrepreneurial environment. It's one of the best things. You want bigger projects, more meaningful projects, you want more growth, be urgent. I'm telling you right now, be urgent. Last but not least, number 5. All right, this one is one where I'm really speaking out on behalf of all these entrepreneurs out there. You ready, guys? I'm going to say this for you. Feel free to give this to your team members. Let them listen to it. Play to your strengths, not your desires. Let me explain this. See, when we're in an entrepreneurial environment, we're all buddies, right? We're all like sitting around the table. So you feel at some point, hey, I can get whatever I want. See, I want to be a salesperson. When you're really a SDR, you're a sales development representative, and you're damn good at it, by the way. But I want to be on that side. I could do it. I want to be a sales representative. So you decide in your head, I want to be a sales representative. Well, that's great, by the way. Growing and wanting to grow is nothing wrong with that. But there's a difference between you wanting something and you being good at something. So you could want something and you could make that aware to your manager and you could tell them this is what I want, but then you better be ready to respect what they say back in return. Because in a entrepreneurial company, it is all about what you can. I said this the other day as a joke to one of my friends. I said, ask what you can do for your company, not what your company can do for you. And unfortunately, the mindset that a lot of employees come into an enterprising environment is, what can this company do for me? I can grow faster. But you can't do everything. Do you realize that we are born with certain innate talents and certain things we're not good at? For me, I suck at operations. I'm horrible at it. All right? I don't like it. It's not fun. But I kind of feel like at some place in my gut, I'm like, I'm a CEO. Like, I've got to be good at it, right? But I just realized at one point, I'm not good at it. I don't want to do it. I'm a visionary. I like to go out and create. But the minute that creation becomes maintenance, I suck. I'm like, I got to get it to someone who's good at that. But then I have people that I give the maintenance projects over to, and they're like, well, why do I always get the maintenance stuff? I want to do the innovation. I want to do the fun and the creation. But if you're not good at it, like, what do I say? What do I do? Like, and because we're closer, because there aren't 3 layers of management between us that, when you have 3 layers of management, the head boss could be like, no, that person can't do that. And then it echoes down and echoes down and echoes down. By the time it gets to you, the guy's like, your direct manager's like, I really vouch for you, man. I really think you could do this. I just know you can, but sorry. You know how the big boss is. He's an a-hole. He won't let me. But when you can go direct to the big boss, what are you going to do? You put the person in a completely awkward state, an awkward position. And the problem is, you got to learn to trust the entrepreneurs you work with, because you know what? They're pretty good at reading people. That's why they are where they are. And so when they tell you what you are strong at, it's for either of 2 reasons. Either A, it is really where you're strong. and they really need you to stay focused there. Or B, just as equally not wrong, it's where they need you to be right now. Ask what you could do for your company and not what your company can do for you. It's where they need you right now. But if you got your own agenda all the time and there's what you envision you want to do and you're going to keep pushing for it, there's going to be a point in time at which you're going to become kind of a nuisance to your entrepreneur. And there's going to be engagements and interactions when it's time to talk to you. They're going to go, I'm going to deal with this person now, and they're going to do this, and they're going to do. You don't ever want to be on the other side of that moan. But I got to tell you, I see it all the time. Just because someone else right next to you, right, in a small, tight environment is damn good at something, and they might be getting some accolades for that, doesn't mean that's automatically the thing you should be doing. Stick to your strengths, play to your strengths, not to your desires. If you want to best serve an entrepreneur, play to your strengths and learn to trust the entrepreneur. And they're going to be honest with you. Listen, most entrepreneurs, they don't got time to build a ruse and to manipulate. They're just going to, this is what I need you to do. And if you could just do what they need you to do, I'm telling you, great entrepreneurs, they will always recognize it. Eventually, they will give you a shot. You can always make yourself known. Hey, listen, I'm going to do whatever you need me to do. I'm going to do this because I'm damn good at it, and this is what the company needs. Just putting it on the record. I would really love to try that one thing whenever it fits. If I could give it a shot, and if I'm not good at it, no problem. I love this. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do it the best from everybody. You approach an entrepreneur that way, I challenge you. By the way, if that entrepreneur doesn't build an opportunity for you in the coming months to at least try your hand at the other thing, then they're a sucky leader and you should find a different company. But if you approach it that way, I know this, any good entrepreneur will give you the opportunity. All right? So come on, man. There's 5 more ways to not be a sucky employee for an entrepreneur. I'm showing you how to grow here. And if you're listening to this and you're an entrepreneur, send this out to your team. Listen, it's coming out of my mouth, not yours. I'll take the heat for it. Send it to them. It'll make your life a lot easier. That's why I'm here, right? I want to be the voice for entrepreneurs, and this is the episode that I'm filming as part of that. You guys asked for another round. I did it. These are all the things coming straight from the heart after having worked with hundreds of people as an entrepreneur, having built many companies. I'm telling you, every entrepreneur you talk to will agree with every single tip I gave you. I gave you 7 in part 1, 5 in part 2. That's 12 ways you can stop being a sucky employee for an entrepreneur and start accelerating your growth in an entrepreneurial environment. What's it going to be? Come on, if you're on YouTube, leave me a comment below. What do you think? Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, hit the there's one more thing. Thumbs up. Hit that as well. Leave me a comment. I read them all and I reply to most of them. And of course, if you're listening on podcast, go to anikpodcast.com. If you're on iTunes, please leave us a 5-star review and a great review. If you're on one of the many other platforms, make sure you subscribe to us. This is Anik Singal reminding you, when life pushes you, stand straight, smile, and push it the heck back. Make sure you go to lurn.com, LURN.com, and sign up for an absolutely free account. Join our home for entrepreneurs. We got tons of free courses. We got tons of amazing things to help you in your entrepreneurial journey. Join our community. We got 260,000 people in it worldwide. You got to be a part of it. All right. This is Anik signing off for now. See you on the next episode.
Thanks for listening to The Fighting Entrepreneur with your host, Anik Singal.